Hello and welcome. At times, a patient may present with her last menstrual period date according to the Muslim calendar. Muslims decide on the start of the month by looking at the new moon. Sometimes women may refer to the date as Chand ki chauthi tarikh. How do we convert the dates and calculate the duration of the pregnancy, the last menstrual period, and the expected date of delivery according to the Gregorian or the English calendar? So to do that, we need to remember some facts. We should know beforehand what is the sequence of the months of the Muslim calendar and what are the names of the months of the Muslim calendar. So this has to be remembered. Secondly, we must also have knowledge about some significant Islamic religious days and the days on which the holiday comes every year. So for example, you should know what is the date on which Eid al-Fitr happened, Eid al-Azha, or 10th of Muharram. If you have the above knowledge, then you can calculate the dates according to the Gregorian or the English calendar. Once you know the date of the LMP, then you can calculate the expected date of delivery by adding 9 months and 7 days. Another important thing you should know is the days in a month for the Gregorian or the English calendar during the year have a fixed pattern. But the Muslim months do not have a fixed pattern. So as far as the English or the Gregorian calendar is concerned, the months of the year have a fixed number of days every month. So for example, January is 31 days and every alternate month is the same 31 days except July and August, which are consecutively both 31 days. We also have a fixed number of days in the year, which is 365. So it would be helpful to remember by whatever method that you would like to, the months of the year in which the number of days are 31 or 30. So you must remember the names as well as the sequence of the Islamic months, starting with the first month of the Islamic year, which is Muharram Sharif, followed by Safar, Rabiul Awal, Rabiul Thani, Jamadiul Awal, Jamadiul Sani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqad, and Zulhajj. So there is a relationship between these months, which even those people who are not using this calendar, they will remember. So we all know that before Ramadan comes Shaban and after Ramadan comes Shawwal. And we also know that 2 months after Eid al-Fitr comes Zulhajj, or even the date of Hajj. So these few tricks can help you to remember the months and so you can try to remember the months of the Islamic calendar by writing down the first alphabet of each month, and this comes as MSRRJJRSRSDD, where M stands for Muharram, then Safar, then Rabiul Awal, Rabiul Sani, Jamadiul Awal, Jamadiul Sani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqad, and Zulhajj. And another trick that you can use is to use some kind of a sentence to remind you. For example, I've used the sentence here, simple sentence. My sister RRJJ runs slow, DD. So M is Muharram and S is Safar. R is Rabiul Awal, Rabiul Sani, Jamadiul Awal, Jamadiul Sani. Then again the R is Rajab, then Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqad, and Zulhajj. So you can use different tricks to try to remember, but it's not difficult to remember because we generally use these the names of these months in our regular conversation. You just have to remember there is some difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Islamic calendar, and the difference is that in the Islamic calendar, the month begins approximately at the time of the new moon. So scientifically, this has been converted into a proper calendar where you don't have to guess, but in some countries, some months and some dates are guessed. You also have to remember that the months are alternatively either 30 days or 29 days long. And this is not a regular pattern. So this may be either 30 days or 29 days, but not 31 days. And hence, the average number of total days in the year are 355, which is 10 days less than the Gregorian calendar. There we have 365 days, and here we have 355 days. And hence, when we are calculating dates, for example, if in the last year, Ramadan fell on, say, the 20th of March, then in this year, Ramadan will fall 10 days earlier, that is on the 10th of March. So similarly, we can calculate all the dates. So the important Islamic dates that we must remember are, for example, Eid al-Fitr, which everybody remembers because this is a very big, massive holiday. So for example, if this year Eid al-Fitr fell on the 21st of April, then we can calculate a month earlier was Ramadan, 21st of March was Ramadan. And from here, we can also calculate that after the Eid al-Fitr, 2 months after the Eid al-Fitr, and 2 months and 10 days after that will be Eid al-Azha, because Eid al-Azha is not on the 1st of the month, it is on the 10th of the month. And similarly, the 1st of Zul Hajj will be the 17th of June, which is 10 days before the Eid al-Azha. And then you can even calculate and see that if the 29th of July was 10th of Muharram, which is, if you remember the dates and you remember, then you will know that Muharram is on the 10th of Muharram is usually the most religious time of Muharram, and so 10 days before that is the 1st of Muharram. And similarly, if you remember, the 17th of September or Rabi al-Awal. So the days that we often remember is either Eid al-Azha, Eid al-Fitr, and we remember the 10th of Muharram, and we remember Rabi al-Awal, because these are also not only important religious events, but they are also national holidays. So then if you remember this, then we can calculate dates from here. Now let's go on to a case where a woman presents who's on the 7th of May and her last menstrual period was the 9th of Ramadan. So how will we calculate that in this year, what is her different dates? Now supposing the patient comes to you on the 7th of May for a visit and she remembers her last menstrual period, it was the 9th of Ramadan. Then how will you calculate gestational age today? That is on the 7th of May. So if the first day of Eid al-Fitr was 21st of April, that as we have mentioned in the last slide, then Ramadan would have started on the 21st of March. Then the 9th of Ramadan would be on the 30th of March. So that means now we have a last menstrual period, 30th of March. So if we have a last menstrual period, 30th of March, then we can easily calculate the expected date of delivery, which will be 9 months and 7 days after the 30th of March. The next step in the calculation is up to you. You can either, so if you want to know gestational age, then the next is you can count the days from the 30th of March to the 7th of May, which means 37 days, and then you divide it by 7 to calculate the number of weeks. So if you calculate 37 by 7, then you get 6 weeks, 6 weeks and 1 day. So this is how you roughly calculate. Now it's impossible to factor in the number of days per month for the Islamic calendar, so we just take it as 30 days. But generally for the Gregorian calendar, you can do the exact date. The same patient, we can calculate the gestational age on the 16th of October if the last menstrual period was 9th of Ramadan. So supposing the patient comes to you on the 16th of October for a visit, and she remembers her last menstrual period and it is the 9th of Ramadan. How will you calculate gestational age today? If the 1st of Eid al-Fitr was 21st of April, then Ramadan would have started on the 21st of March. So the 9th of Ramadan would be on the 30th of March. The next step in the calculation is to add the number of days since the last menstrual period, which was 30th of March. So add the days for April, 30 days, May, 31 days, June, 30 days, July, 31 days, August, 31 days, September, 30 days, and October, 16 days. If we add all these numbers, we get the figure 199, which then divided by 7 is 28 weeks. So the patient is 28 weeks today. With this, we come to the end of the video. I hope that you have understood calculation of last menstrual period, of gestational age, and of expected date of delivery through the Islamic calendar. Good luck and goodbye. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you for watching the video.